Aquarius, welcome to your sexual tarot reading for the month of November. I hope all is well for you. So, top 2 questions I get. Why do you do sexual tarot, and will you see something more? The second question answers the first. That's why we're here. It's one of the number 1 questions I get as a private tarot reader. Will this lead to something more? Hence, sexual tarot. Which really, they're not too dissimilar from the general love readings, just shorter. Or at least they're meant to be. Sometimes I do go over, but you'll see for yourself. Alright? If you're living life, you got blank spots, honey. Tarot is but one more method in which to explore those blank spots, including the sexual energy, yeah? Show me what I need to see, please, for Aquarius. Show me what I need to see, please, for Aquarius. You will note that my energy is down. It's inevitable. About twice a year, I experience severe sinusitis or sinus infection. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. It just is. I just accept it. I deal with it. There it is, fall and spring, every year like clockwork. My sinuses become swollen and impacted. There's nothing I can do about it, honey. I will tell you this, it's a weird fucking experience when your inner ear is so swollen that first of all, A, you lose hearing, and 2, your equilibrium's all messed up. Like, you'll truly be walking funny. Like, my sense of balance is way off. Even sitting down, it's a weird experience. Anyway, that's what's up. That's why my energy's a little down. I'm a little tired, but we must carry on. Yes, this is our job. This is why we're here. Spirit, show me what I need to see, please, for Aquarian sexuality. So, yeah, also clearing of the throat, coughing, that kind of thing. Okay? All right. Show me what I need to see, please. What's currently going on for Aquarius? What's currently going on for Aquarius, please? What's up with Aquarius? What's going on for Aquarius, please? You guys, I know, are undergoing major shift change, which is going to be perfectly normal, even up until your birthday month, which is, I have to think about it, right after Sag. And so, yeah, you will continue to. You guys, some of you guys are feeling the transformative energy rather hard right now, and that's a good thing, okay? Time to clear out the old. 9 of Pentacles, slowly but surely moving towards something, quite possibly, or someone. Doesn't tell me too much at this time. If you're in a pre-existing relationship, it's moving slow. Whether that's by design or by default, we shall see. And for those of you who are single at this time, you're trying to make efforts, but it's still going slow. Again, whether by design or by circumstance, we shall see. All right? Let's keep going. Show me the mutual, please. Is there mutual energy? Show me the mutual energy, please. Is there mutual energy? The Hangman, you need perspective. Some of y'all are just single right now and you're not into it. Now, let me know if you're dating a Pisces. The Hangman is often associated with Pisces. It's not officially their power card, but it's often associated with Pisces. If there's mutual energy right now, you both have agreed to suspend this relationship. To take it slow or to completely back off or separate, okay, under equal terms and conditions. That's for some of you who are in pre-existing relationships. You've both agreed to back off and it's quite mutual. Or some of you are just simply single and you don't know if you really want to get back out there. Your efforts are slow anyway. You're not really into it, in other words. We'll see. We'll see. What's going on? Like I said, you're going through a transformative change. If you're doing this, it's because you feel it and you feel it's correct. Show me the strengths right now. Show me Aquarius' strengths, please. The Emperor, you're willing to take charge. You are. Some of you are being quite bullheaded about something too. Could be. Some of you have it like, I'm not taking this further right now. We need to separate. We need to see other people. It's not happening. I'm not feeling it. Some of you completely backed off. If you were in a relationship, you completely backed off and you insisted you want to move towards the correct thing. The Emperor always wants to do the correct thing. It's not easy being the Emperor, yeah? That also means knowing when to hold out as well as knowing when to move forward. That's the Emperor's obligation. Sometimes there's action, sometimes there's not. It just depends on what he best estimates is best for himself in the kingdom, which is why he's so damn stubborn, okay? Let me know if you're dealing with the Aries, by the way. In other words, you're doing this for a reason. It's your strength, okay? Even if you can't always explain why you had to do this or feel it, just please know it seems to be correct. Let's take a look at the weaknesses, please. Weaknesses, obstacles, issues. Weaknesses, obstacles. Okay. Some of you might have a fundamental weakness for Cancer. Oh dear. Okay. This is not uncommon that our strengths are weaknesses are our strengths. You, in your inclination, in your best efforts, you seem to understand when it's time to pump the brakes and when to move things forward. Your weakness is that you also get up in your head about premature endings, knowing when to end things, or is it too premature? Okay, so here we have, so when somebody's power card shows up in the weakness category, I often feel obligated to point that out. Some of you might have a fundamental weakness for a Cancer. Did I end it too prematurely? 5 of Swords with the Knight of Swords. Did I move too fast on that? It could also be how you perceive relationships in general, at least at this time. I don't think this is how you always are. It's just at this time, for some reason, the present tense is being very strongly emphasized to me right now. I don't think this is past tense. I don't think this is future tense. For many of you, this is present. It's very present oriented. The weakness is that you have difficulty moving relationships forward at the way you want, the pace you want. Are you cutting relationships off too early, too prematurely? The fit is like you're fast. Are you moving too fast or are you moving too slow? There's a question here about pacing. I think some of you might have, if you were in a relationship and you put it on hold, did you do the right thing? That's how I would summarize that. For those of you who are single, you're like, am I being too strict about energies? Am I cutting them out too soon before they even have a chance to grow? You know what I mean? There's a sense of, yeah, I want to move things forward, but at the same time, I want to cut off the bullshit as fast as possible. So are you being too discerning? Are you knowing when to take action correctly? I think you do. You need to trust that process because you pulled the Empress under your Emperor, under your sex relevant, by the way. It doesn't matter if you're King, Queen, Emperor, Empress. Switch the sexual energies as you see fit. Your strengths are simply that you should know when to act versus when not to. You're going to have to trust that. But I do believe that some of you Aquariuses, outside of the vague sense of the definition here, I have a feeling that some of you cut an energy out and you contemplate whether or not you did it too soon. You're questioning your strength, in other words. We'll find out. Let's see. Let's take a look. Show me that potential outcome, please. Show me the potential outcome, please. No, we don't do all that. Show me the potential outcome, please. Show me the potential outcome, please. I can clarify on my own. Thank you. I'm Sassy Scorpion Tarot. I talk back to spirit. It's a thing. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, finding comfort that is easy. Easy comfort that you have established with somebody. So it might be that you resume this relationship. If you put it on pause, there's a good chance you will resume it when you get into a clearer space, a headspace about this relationship and where it's headed and why. You might resume, you could resume on an old investment, Seven of Pentacles, one for which you are comfortable, or you start a new one and you develop that Seven of Pentacles. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I see you questioning yourself. I see you doubting your decision. Please know the larger part of you, it wouldn't be there if it weren't correct. That's the takeaway. But I do insist, some of you Aquariuses are specifically thinking about someone. Did I end that too soon, or you had your reasons. You had your reasons for taking it slow or even putting it on a hold or pause altogether. You had your reasons. Let's see what we can see. Let's see what we can see. FYI, you featured prominently in Leo's sexual tarot reading. A lot of energies pulled up, but there seemed to be an urgency about a Queen of Swords, and Aquarius's card came out, so please let me know if you're dealing with the Leo. Show me what I need to see, please, for the best possible clarification. Show me what I need to see, please. What's going on there? Show me the Knight of Pentacles, please. Show me the Knight of Pentacles. What's going on with that Knight of Pentacles, please? Current, starting out position. Show me the current. Ten of Pentacles. It's going very slow towards this foundation. Do you want this foundation? Is this the correct foundation? Is it going too slow for you, or is it going too fast to you? Perhaps some of you is not slow enough. Like, slow down, there might be a financial issue. I want my finances in order before I take this further. That would explain the pause. Many people do that all the time, every day. I'm putting a pause on this relationship until I can get my finances in order. Yes, I see the Ten of Pentacles with you. I can envision it, but it's going really fucking slow. I'm into you. I'm into this relationship. Just please know I have to take care of some business. I see that all the time, and that's very normal. What else, please? That doesn't tell me too much, however. I know you were considering it. You want to do the correct thing. Justice is here. Card of Libra, respectively. It's moving slow towards the mega commitment, man. By your design, I'm guessing, as opposed to the other person's wishes. Why you pump the brakes on this, I do not know, but you're taking it very, very, very seriously. You want it to be done just right. Perhaps I'm looking at Aquarius who wants to get their finances in order. You want your structure, your household in order. You want to do the right thing. Your intention is to do the right thing, as far as I can see. Okay. So it's looking mutual, though. So you both agreed to break or pause the relationship, because this is mutual. You are willing to see the other person's perspective. They're willing to see yours. Okay? You're seeing things from a mutual point of view, and that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Show me the Hanged Man, please. Show me the Hanged Man, please. What's going on there? You both agree that there's a burden here. What is it? What's the burden? What's the Ten of Wands? Action and or communication. 8 of Wands. Why? Interesting. You both love each other. This is a non-issue. You both take action towards each other and you communicate it freely. This is not an issue. That is not the burden. Show me the burden. You both understand the burden each has. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's lovely. You both mutually love each other. But the both of you, you're fighting for each other. As far as I can tell, you're fighting for each other. Okay, 5 of Wands and the Lover's card. I don't think you're fighting. It could be that you are fighting with your lover, for sure, about burdens, responsibilities. Yes, I love you. Yes, I want to move this thing forward, but now is not the right time. I must say, though, because you mutually both seem to understand each other's perspective, it might be that you took some fighting between you two to understand each other's perspective. But I feel like it's a different interpretation, like you're both fighting for this. You both want to be on the same page. You both want to move this forward to a commitment that makes sense to the both of you. And you're willing to fight for each other. So it could be that you are literally fighting with your lover, sure, about expectations, foundation, commitments, and that kind of thing. But I don't know that that applies because the Hanged Man is here under your mutual. You're both willing to consider each other's perspective. Now, hopefully, you're not willing to consider each other's perspective because you were fighting all the time. That sucks. But I'm seeing the love here. I'm seeing the passion here. I am. I do believe somebody is accusing the other person of wanting something just so, and the other person's like, that's ridiculous. I don't need things to be just so. But the other person's like, well, in the greater context of thing, I love you and I'm willing to fight for this. Us putting a pause or a hold in this relationship is not indication of my love, or rather the lack of it. Does that make sense to you? I see two people who are willing to fight for each other, okay, for this commitment. And so you both have... How you came about it, whether or not you were fighting, I don't know. But I'm taking away from this, you were fighting for the relationship, not against it. Okay, because again, this mutual, you opened with the Hanged Man. That's pretty intense. You communicate each other's love, but there's a burden here. There's a burden here for either one or the both of you. Hopefully it's not excessive fighting. Can't say it. That's a possible interpretation. But the burden here, I think, is more to do with the financial in the long term for one of you. For one of you, that seems to be a bigger concern than the other. Finances might be what keeping you apart. I don't think it's distance. I'm not seeing distance, although the Knight of Pentacles moving as slow as he is, that could be an issue. But primarily, there seems to be a discussion here. Please take this relationship seriously. I'm all about it. I'm in it to win it. I want commitment with you. It's just now's not the best time. You two do get on that same page, and possibly not without some fighting. As we saw in your last general love reading, you don't... You know, that, you know, some of you might be fighting with somebody who's very, very important to you. Ace of Sword, again, that lovely truth. The truth is that you have to stick your ground on this. At least that's what you're feeling, and that's what your particular strength is. Is that I feel like I'm looking at Aquarius who's had to kind of take charge of the direction of this relationship. You're kind of determining the pace of this because something back here is exquisitely important to you and you want things to be just so. But I do see you reassuring your partner, I love you, I'm fighting for this, I'm fighting for us, this is for us, I'm in it to win it, that kind of mentality. This is not just some flimsy thing for me, this is not a sexual-based relationship. This is your strong truth. You had to make the decision as Emperor to back off, and you also have to trust you to know when to move it forward too. That's the thing about the Emperor. When he rules a kingdom, you have to trust his word. So I feel like this person is having to trust your word about things are better this way, to put the relationship on hold before greater commitment, because they also have to trust you then to know when to move it forward. So there's a great deal of trust here. This person is having to trust you in your decision making because you're obviously the one that's setting the pacing here. Okay, it took a minute. There might have been some fighting involved before they could see the things your way, okay? And hopefully you saw it their way as well, okay? But yeah, that's what it's looking like to me. I'm looking at Aquarius who's making difficult decisions, short-term sacrifice for long-term goals, that kind of thing, okay? So you don't want them to cut you out. You don't want to lose this relationship either. So I'm looking at more of a fear here. And you haven't expressed it, the Page of Cups, or you have a hard time expressing it. Okay, so I'm looking more at a fear here as opposed to an actuality. That's as far as I can tell. That would explain a lot. So you, by extension of your decision, do not want to lose this person. You don't. I don't think you've expressed it. I think you've kept it to yourself. You don't want to be cut out by your own decision, right? Moving too slow. You don't want it to be over because of the decision you made regarding the pacing here, Chariot. Okay. So yeah, you don't want to be in fault for that either. Okay, but you're also not communicating. As far as I can tell, you're not. Yeah, you don't want to have regret or loss when it comes to this particular. Okay, so I think if you want to prevent, because I can see fear as well. Okay, I'm saying more of your internal thought processes and internal fears as opposed to actuality. I think you fear that this person will cut you out if you can't, if they don't trust your sense of pacing. Okay, so I think the easiest way to prevent that, honestly, Aquarius, is to be in a position of communicating your thoughts. This is not something you're famous for. Now, I say, you know, you have all that brain power, but that doesn't mean you feel like you are subject to explain it. So just make sure you let this person in on your thought process and check in with them often, because there is a sense of insecurity here of losing this relationship, because you don't want to lose it. You don't. You take it seriously, and I hope they see that. I think they see that. But I'm seeing more of your insecurity about, by the decision I made, I hope it doesn't come back. I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot. I don't think so. I see them accepting the idea back here, exchange, not without some fighting. Not gonna lie. I tried to not see fighting, honey. There's some fighting here. Hopefully it's low level. But it's very strong. Oh yes, it's very strong. I know you don't want to regret your decision. I know you don't. Okay. Often our weaknesses are our strengths. Our strengths are often our weaknesses. So I'm seeing your strengths, but your weaknesses are simultaneously mirroring your decision. So that makes perfect sense to me. Show me the Seven of Pentacles. I do believe you will be comfortable with this person in the future. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. They have strength. You will balance up with this person. Okay, have strength in this decision. It will be balanced. It will be correct. You will accept each other's wings and comfort each other. So I'm seeing a great deal of comfort energy here. A lot of comforting energy here. And it's very strong. Let me know if you're connecting with a Leo. So it's very strong. There will be change in time. Okay, I think that this will further develop your investment, not take away from it. Okay, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. You want to further this investment. You want to get to that place of comfort and security with this person. Have strength. The Wheel of Fortune is here. I do believe things will, excuse me, they will turn in your favor. I have no doubt. You need to keep strengthening your decision. This person is showing you a great deal of trust. A great deal of trust. They really are. They are very much depending on you, okay, to kind of determine when the timing is right. So that's a lot of trust. I hope you don't take that for granted. So make sure you let them know, or your thought process, keep them up on that constantly, you know, because they're really looking to you to kind of shape the future of this relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah, they are looking to you. They literally, as I said, that the Page of Swords with the World, they're literally looking to you, which you are part of the world, that's a fixed sign, to determine the correct time to start, quote unquote, this relationship. They are showing you a great deal of trust. They're literally looking at you to determine the future of this. That's very trusting energy here. Very trusting energy here. Wow. Okay. Do yourself a favor. Do not take that trust for granted. This person is really looking to you to kind of honor the pacing of this relationship. Okay? They really are. All right? So please let them in on your thought process. Do not leave them in the dark. That's one of the best ways is to honestly, honey, you know, as a tarot reader who does private readings, why did this person stop communication? How come they don't tell me what they're thinking? That's up there in the top 5. You make sure you let them in on your process, because that's a great way to lose the energy, is to leave the other person in the dark. Oh yes. I've seen it 1,000 times. So just make sure you let them in on your process, yeah? What else do I need to see, please? Any additional advice, information for Aquarius? Any additional information or advice, please, for Aquarius? Ooh. Okay. Maybe not. You know, they don't fall out. They don't fall out. That's fine with me. It's like Spirit's like, no, you got it the first time. That's cool. That does happen sometimes. Yeah, not today. Oh, dang. Spirit's calling you out, bro. Yeah, you got paradise, but not today. This is you. It's got you. This has your reading written all over it. Yeah, paradise is there. It's there to be had. It's there for you to take it, but just not today. Not today. Backing up. Oh my God. Well, it's nice to know you have paradise. Paradise implies comfort, which again, I'm saying comfort energy very strongly in the future for you. Okay, well developed. Okay, Aquarius, let me know your thoughts as you see fit. Like, share, subscribe as you see fit. There will be a Halloween special, and next week are the general love readings. I hope you are well. Take care. and be well.